Yesterday, the show was on fire. Whole nother level.
I'm hurt by all the people attacking me. It's a lot.
But what I took away from that is that you apologize to the city of Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
So for those that can hear, right, and feel, at the end of the day, you're gonna make your decisions. And this is not to be pro or for or against you. It was to give you a platform to be heard because some of the details, this tea you was spilling, we ain't gonna read it nowhere. And you got it authentically from the Superman.
Sure not.
So Cleopatra Draper did respond, and she actually has something to say. But first, I want to show you guys a clip of what I said in my last stream about what I think she should do to fix this, especially her being a host. So we're going to watch that first, and then we'll show you the response. Let's get into it. The radio interview that, what's her name? Cleopatra Draper had with Haynard, and how it was a bad interview. It was a bad interview. She should have pushed more. She should have been a little bit more assertive with some of the accusations. She should have had the research. She should have had enough information. How can she fix that? So first time hosting, I know that she has history of doing some unethical things. That was definitely her walking around, picking up signs and throwing them away. Bad move. How can she fix this? Simply, in my opinion, next week or whenever she has a chance to do another major interview, she should interview basically someone against Tiffany Hayward to bring their perspective on all the things that were talked about in that meeting and have them be able to explain it. It doesn't matter who, but I think that would be a little bit of an olive branch. I hope that she's having a show where she cares about having both sides, having the ability to talk not just to Haynard, but the opponents, supporters of House or supporters of the other trustees, to have, you have both sides now. I mean, Roland Martin, I believe, did have an interview with Jason House after that disastrous interview with Haynard. I don't believe he had the same amount of time. I don't think House had the same amount of time, but that would be something to at least, not saying fix the situation, but at least it will give her some leeway. Hey, it's my first time doing this. Obviously, I made some mistakes. That's the only thing I could think of. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but that would make more sense if she can bring in someone else from the other side, have them and give them the same leeway you gave Tiffany, letting them speak, talk about the interview. And to me, that would be the best way to handle it. You know, she's getting paid to be a radio host, so it's level of professionalism and it's important to receive and handle criticism. The biggest problem with Haynard is she don't seem to handle criticism very well. She doesn't listen to probably good advice. I'm sure throughout the years that she's been the mayor and township supervisor that she received solid advice and did not follow it. So for Cleopatra Draper, I don't know too much about her except, you know, the news story about her picking up signs and throwing them away, that she has a little bit more self-awareness to realize what was done incorrectly and try to fix it for her career as a radio host. Like, you know, not every host is going to have a fantastic interviews. Maybe it was possible that she thought she did a great interview. Unless she's a full-on supporter of Tiffany Hayward and she don't care, then she don't care. That interview went, it looked like that was some definitely personal cheerleading. Like, I believe in you, I agree with you, everyone else is wrong. I don't think that's going to be an effective way. But that's her show. You know, as a radio host, she can do the show wherever she wants. I know she probably has the executive producer. She has bosses at this radio station. This did not go the way it could have went. And she didn't need to go that hard. There's a difference between an interview and an interrogation. When you're interviewing someone, that person that you're interviewing is giving you the privilege to talk to them. They don't have to talk to you unless you're a cop or you're some kind of law enforcement. And even then, you don't have to in certain situations. So you don't want to go out there and badger the person and be super aggressive, but there got to be some balance. And there wasn't enough balance in that interview. Roland Martin's excuse was probably he was not prepped at all. And he is a Democrat and Democrats take care of each other. And he probably thought she had some good qualities and he was just trying to give her a voice or get paid by the PR team, whatever that issue was. I forgot the particulars, but that would be my suggestion. That would be my suggestion, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I haven't seen any other episodes with Cleopatra Draper. I don't know if she had talked about this. I don't know if she was doing weekends or she's there every day, but if she does, we'll definitely check that show if she talks about it or her response. We'll definitely cover it on this channel. Well, don't worry, Hannibal from the past. She did respond. Let's check it out.
Yesterday, the show was on fire. Whole nother level. I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of views. Of course, maybe to see me, but more importantly, to hear our guests as we came out the gate swinging with the super mayor. That's right. We had Tiffany Hanyard in the building, taking calls, corresponding her version of the truth. And it's always three sides. It's your version, they version, and then there's the truth, right? And she gave her opinions and thoughts and reflections, apologetic, humble, spicy, cussing, when she got frustrated. And there was a lot of forgiveness in between, especially with the FCC. But listen, guys, I skimmed through and I got some feedback from personal friends in terms of, their take on the interview. And I want to say this. I don't have a dog in the race. As a journalist, it is my opportunity and privilege to pull out whatever you have to say. But one thing about whatever you have to say is that it's a record. So at the end of the day, no matter what was said, and her version of her experience as a leader of both Thornton and Dalton, we got a record, right? And she doesn't take many sit-down opportunities and interviews, and I think she kept it all the way real. And for those that have feedback, especially those in opposition, we've received your call. So stay tuned, because I'm apparently going to have the other side and on the mic too. And I love it. Everybody has an opportunity to correspond. And we need that, because that 8-mile radius that is the village of Dalton of 21,000 people has been a hot button topic. So to come out the gate with an interview of that magnitude, I don't need y'all to give me my roses. I bring roses to Rosalind, and I'm humbled to have had that opportunity, but we're not done. We're going to continue that type of energy. So when I say high energy, that's the magnitude. Right now, you may not like who we interview, what we talk about, but I bet you listening, because at the end of the day, it's very interesting to hear what the other side has to say.
So there you have it. She's actually going to interview someone on the other side. I'm disappointed with her assessment of her performance. It seems like she didn't get it. It wasn't just the fact that you had her on for her to respond. The biggest issue is that she did not have the information to counter when Hanyard said something. That's the problem. Not the fact that Hanyard was able to get on the show and be able to speak, I guess, her perspective. Cleopatra Draper, as the radio host, failed in bringing the audience to understand what is really going on. Two, she didn't dive deep into the things that Hanyard was saying. She was taking everything at face value. That's the problem with the interview. There was no pushback. I know she's extremely excited about her ratings, but she doesn't understand the fundamentals of being a journalist. She failed her job as a journalist in that interview. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.